everyone. Oh, it's starting to feel like fall, and before that actually happens, I thought I would take you here out front and kind of go over the plants that I have out here and just show you a little bit about what I have going on in the front garden that I really liked this summer, and maybe give you guys some inspiration for your garden for next year. Okay, so one of the things that I did last year is plant these 2 rows of baby gem boxwood, and I have to say, and you've heard me say this before, I think they are just perfect here. The lawn used to go right up to our path. So I edged that out last September and I put these boxwood up the path, and I really love the way it turned out and kind of framed the whole walkway. And once I did that, then I added the 2 little pineapples here. And another change I made, you can kind of see where I cut it. I had a railing here and it looked like the railing up there, but it always kind of bothered me because down here, it really just kind of looked awkward and out of place. So I got a Sawzall and I just cut it out because that's what I do. I plugged in my Sawzall and kind of just went to town on it. So I will need to smooth that out a little bit at some point. Really didn't want to spend too much time on it, but it's gone, and I think it looks much better without the railing and with the 2 pineapples. So in this little side bed here, I may kind of duplicate and have another circular bed on this side, or half circle on this side. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I do like symmetry, but with there being the lamppost here on just this side, it kind of made sense for me to put some plants around it. So these are salvia, and they look beautiful in spring and summer, and I shear them back and they have repeat bloomed for me quite a bit. But these are blue evolvulus. It's dwarf blue morning glory. They're not opened up right now. They close up when it gets shadier into the evening. And then I have some Angelonia snapdragons there, summer snapdragons. And I really like that combination. I went kind of with blue and purple and just that kind of color palette out here. I tend to always do these Supertunia Bordeaux in the front, so I did that again. You know, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I've always really liked that particular petunia, and it just performs really well for me out here. So I went ahead and I did that. Again, I think this is probably the 3rd year I've had this here. And so along the front of the porch, these are yews, and they get little red berries. And they're a nice shrub. I think if I could do it over, I would probably put boxwood there instead. Just a little bit more tight in form and structure. These can tend to get kind of woody, as you can see. Ignore the cobwebs there, spider webs there, but yeah, they can get kind of rough looking over time, and they really will get huge too, so you have to size control them quite a bit. I trim them pretty often and pretty regularly through the seasons to keep them at that level of the porch floor. I don't want it to go up and block the railing. I like seeing the railing and the structure of the porch. So then in front of that, I have wee white hydrangea. These are a dwarf hydrangea, and they get to be just about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. I've had these here, I think this is the 4th season, and they are just an excellent repeat bloomer. You can see the bumblebees on it right now. They're an excellent repeat bloomer. They start in spring and just bloom prolifically. I will deadhead them. And you don't have to deadhead them, but I kind of like to tidy it up a bit. And you can see that there's all new blooms forming even right now. They start out like this, and then they start to look even a little bit more lacy. And then this is one that has just opened. And as they age, they get a little more of the green, like you'll see a little bit more of that chartreuse color. But I just think they look really pretty, and they fit this space so well because it isn't a large bed. I've got some variegated euonymus right here. I really like that. It's kind of wild right now. I do usually clip that and make it look a little more tidy. And this is a dogwood. It's Venus dogwood. It has huge white flowers in spring, and it is one of my favorite trees in the garden. I just love it, and it's very healthy. Just a beautiful tree here at the corner. And I have a hydrangea here that I kind of limbed up and made into more of a kind of a multi trunk tree form. It was very large. I planted it about 16 years ago, and I went ahead and I cleaned all that lower limbs up, and it looks really beautiful. I like to cut those and use them in fall arrangements. There's so many blooms on there, and I tend to kind of clip some of these off and put them in some of the planters I'll be putting on our railing. I take the hanging baskets down and I switch them out for railing planters in the fall. I do love the hanging baskets this year. They've done really well. This is begonia, and there's an asparagus fern in the center. And then I've got creeping jenny and a trailing vinca vine in there. So those have done really well here. We get morning sun and afternoon shade, and even with the morning sun, you can see that they're kind of shrouded by the soffit and the overhang there on the porch. So I find they do really, really well. And then I did just plant some Hydrangeas, some white-eyed Susies. This is just, I think I did 2 seeds on each side, 2 little seedlings I transplanted over on each side. And you can see the one on the left here is much taller, and I'm sure that's a lighting issue. It must get more sun in this situation than in this situation, and that's okay because I really think they look pretty just the same. And I've got my little grouping of pots here. I just did some yellow super bells, double super bells, and some ivy in this one. And then this is a alyssum, and then I repeated that same super bells and the blue evolvulus. That's the dwarf morning glory. And just a annual salvia here. And my lobelia is really coming back thick and full. It was starting to look a little bit crispy, and now it's looking really nice again. And just kind of repeated the same textures in here. I've been enjoying this today. Look how pretty with the Hydrangeas kind of clinging on to this sphere in here. I just think that's really pretty. That was kind of unplanned, and when I saw it reaching, I just said, oh, okay, and just started kind of wrapping it around, and I think it looks really pretty. And these hydrangeas, again, they're definitely one of my favorite plants. I do have to treat them for chlorosis quite a bit, more so than any of the other hydrangeas in my garden. It must be this front garden bed is lacking the nutrients. So I'll go in with the Espoma Iron Tone a couple times throughout the season because they really do need it. You can see they'll get more like that limey color leaves, and that really does help the problem quite a bit. I get lots of questions about the landscape lights. Those are low voltage and they plug in, and if I can get my act together, I did manage to find some more of these on eBay. I did put them in about 10 years ago, so they're no longer made, and I did manage to scrounge a few on eBay in my searches that I have in my garage. And I'm hoping once I get the espalier apple trees in the vegetable garden that I'll be able to show you guys how I install those along the fence line. That's my plan. So just a quick little tour of the front porch. I'm going to be switching all this over real soon, and I just wanted to show you guys everything while it still looks kind of summery. The begonias are still doing great. This is in the ginger family, a turmeric curcuma, I guess that's how you would say it, but it's done great. You can see a little crisping, but it's done great in this very shady situation. And I just think it has the most unique and pretty bloom. So I have really enjoyed that. It just really fills that space out so nice. That is a planter. That is just a mix of stuff. We won't even look at that. That's, yeah. And I've got some little geraniums over here. And just a closer look at the hanging begonia basket. It is quite pretty. It's done a really nice job. It's getting a little crispy as the season goes on, but it's done really, really well here. But that's it. I just thought you guys might like to see what it is looking like out front here. I don't spend too much time walking around out here because it's kind of small, and I don't know, how much information I can give you guys if I've already showed you this space, how interested you are. If you're interested, I sure do appreciate it. But here it is, and before I get it in fall mode, I just wanted to give you guys a look at what it looks like because I think it looks really pretty this year. Prettiest it's looked in this time of the year, having these boxwoods. I'm really a big fan, and I think they add a lot of interest. And I will be getting some fall bulbs. I'm collaborating with Color Blends this year, so I am extremely excited about that. Super awesome. And I have all sorts of things I'm going to be planting in this space, in and around the boxwoods, all over. So I'll probably be doing that more so like the first week of November. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I'll show you exactly how I plant them and what I'll be doing there, and talking to you more about that. Even if you follow me on Instagram, I'll maybe do some stories and show you guys some of the things I have planned with Color Blends, because I think you're really going to enjoy it, and a lot of different things than I've planted in previous years. So I'm really looking forward to that and showing you guys along the way. But that's all. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little tour. I hope you're all doing really well, and for all those going back to school or have started school already, I'm thinking of you guys. I know it's tough, and we'll all get through it. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks for joining me in my garden.